Alright, and we're live. Okay, hold on. Let me go get my little brother and call so then.
Should have waited to start the video and tell you.
Yeah, they should have did that.
Eat it up. Okay, my little brother is taking an eternity or so to do things. What?
Where'd I go down to the call? Daryl?
The call, dude. Where everyone's at. Not the voice channel.
Sound out. Is your sound input correct this time?
Yes.
No, I will actively fight you with hands.
We're recording. We can't say names.
He said he was okay with it.
He said he didn't care.
Oh, okay.
Alright. So,
I will
every player
actively fight
is
you
present.
with several hands.
I believe if
The hell have I walked into?
you've walked into a D&D pre-session,
I should
be
have
happy
had a
with
soundboard that said womp womp.
it. Okay, well anyways. Players, welcome to the new 1.5 campaign. Otherwise known as No Hope. So, this campaign takes place after Chapter 1, which was not recorded due to us not having that idea at the time. But, so, for a preface of the story, the original party, consisting of Frost, Alir, Atlas, Pika, and Sigel, fought the big bad Oblivion, who was, you know, the cult leader to the Cult of Truth, yada yada, all that fun stuff. But in this What If chapter, Oblivion did not die, and instead killed most of the old party and kind of laid claim to the world, leaving cult influence everywhere. Atlas somehow survived due to some weird voidic status effect that happened, so Atlas is still alive. Phoenix?
Well, I get in trouble for saying plot armor.
I will harm you.
Banish.
Okay, so for everyone but Atlas, you three are all allies. You guys are part of a scavenging team. You will be introduced later in the campaign because we're gonna start off from where the last campaign left off. Well, where it would have left off if, you know, this actually would have happened. So, but you three are allies, which we will have you all introduce yourselves when we get to that point. But anyways, Atlas, you find yourself waking up in the very same area where you were fighting Oblivion. You look around, you see your allies dead and Sigel gone.
Oh man, this kind of sucks.
And as you pick up yourself to your feet, you look around, you notice there is a largely different change to the world. Everything seems to be engulfed in blackness and shadows. Any torch that used to be lit is now extinguished. You believe you see figures phasing through the shadows. So, eventually,
Well, this is kind of messed up.
you leave and you gather your own new resources, which will now lead to your new appearance, new equipment. And after this, you start going out to scavenge for food and some other resources. You come across this large building. And nearby, you see the very same hatch that you used to have to enter before, when your old allies were still alive and your goal was to kill Oblivion. What do you wish to do?
Can I open the hatch?
Okay. So, you walk up to the hatch, and as you start to open it, you hear faint whispers inside. What's your approach to this?
Could I try and sneak in?
Alright, roll me a stealth check.
That's a D20, right?
Yep.
That's a 4.
So you start slowly climbing down the ladder, but you misplace your foot, and instead of hitting the rung, you hit the side of the ladder and slipped. You land on the ground with a loud thud. And as you stand up and spin around, you see 4 people standing inside. Other players. Now, you are here. So, you guys randomly see this figure fall in through the hatch of the entryway to the bunker you guys are in. And you're just holding giant sacks of resources, food, water, scraps of metal. What do you do?
I raise my rifle.
I'd like to light a fire right next to them so we can actually see where they are.
Well, it's well lit in your location. You're underground. You have light already as you're scavenging.
I'd like to summon a pistol.
Okay.
Summon pistol from the void.
And of course, the last one says hi.
On the floor with my hands up, and like.
Suddenly, the 4th figure kind of pushes past everybody and just kind of looks down at Atlas. Before simply drawing a sword and putting it right to Atlas's face. Who are you, and what are you doing here?
This used to be a base of operations where I lived, but I don't know what's going on now.
We're scavenging. We're trying to gather resources to survive.
That's the thing. I've been, like, unconscious for a long time. I don't know what's going on right now.
So you're not with the cult?
No, I'm quite, in fact, against it.
Okay. The figure turns around to the other 3.
See, the last thing
Why
I
don't you
remember...
3 greet yourselves? I will be off scavenging more materials. The figure walks off. You 3, introduce yourselves. Oh, okay. I don't care who introduces who, just, introduce yourselves.
The Phoenix.
Axios.
So am I on the floor, or how did I fall?
Well, you fell off the ladder. So you're just kind of laying there on the floor face up.
Okay. I have my hands up because there's guns pointed at me.
You're just kind of like laying on your back and your arms are just pinned against the floor like this.
I'd like to retract my pistol back into the void.
I put my gun back in and kneel down to offer a hand.
I will take that hand to get up.
So Atlas, you're pulled up by Alexios. So all of you are now standing. And after a few more minutes, you see the figure come back up, and you see the other person walk out of this last room before slowly putting away a necklace that he's holding. Alright, you 4, let's go back.
Do I recognize the necklace?
You didn't notice much of it. You'd have to question or try to find a way to get a hold of it.
Okay, then I won't pry.
So, all of you leave, and the person takes you guys to another location. This other bunkered area underneath this large ruined building. As all of you walk in, you see large groups of people surrounded by campfires, eating meals, some sleeping. Alexios, Husk, and Phoenix, you guys recognize this as your base of operations. The large scavenging Allegiance headquarters. Atlas, you have little to no idea where you guys are at.
I kinda guessed.
Hey, you don't ask for a snack.
Okay, so let's see. You 3 give me your bags, and then I guess you can just make yourself welcome. Don't do anything stupid.
There's popcorn.
So the guy
I
takes
don't
the
plan
bags
on
off
it.
of you three and walks off and leaves you four to do whatever. So, what do all of you wish to do?
I guess just try and get some food.
Alright, so Alexius, you head over to one of the campfires and they hand you a small ration of food.
Is there an area that I could start my own fire?
You do notice this little side area that's kind of open and there's remnants of a campfire, but it's already burnt out.
Could I, like, start my own fire and just sit by it?
Yes. So, you all see as Atlas kind of makes their own fire and sets it aside and just kind of sits there alone.
Can I blue?
Yes, it is blue.
I'm gonna actually go get some food.
Best part about being a literal flying being is the expert thing.
What?
Understood none of those words.
Wait, what is?
What?
Wait, what? What was the name of Nikolai's character again?
How do you keep forgetting his name?
I don't know anyone's name other than for Phoenix.
No, he's asking what's Noah's name. He keeps forgetting Noah's name.
No,
I don't know Noah's name.
Character's name. I didn't know if I was allowed to say his real name. It was a recording.
I gave permission, you just weren't here to hear it. But I'm pretty sure if I heard correctly, his character's name is Alexios.
Hey, Alexius. What's he going to do?
I keep thinking y'all are saying Alexa. I'm like,
Say, character is Phoenix.
So, yeah.
The Phoenix.
Okay, what's Alexia going to do?
I believe
He
his
went to
actual
go get
player went to
food.
go get food.
Alright, I'm going to ask him if he wants any, like, a guard to help him out. Like, something to keep him safe from being murdered.
For what?
Like, I can use one of the offerings.
Why though?
I don't know, cause I doubt it's gonna be very, some of them are gonna be used on the first session. Never mind.
Hold on,
Never
I'm
mind.
lost on why you're trying to summon a guard.
So I can help him hunt for food.
We were
Yeah,
talking about him
food.
going to get food in real life, kid.
Oh,
Jesus.
okay. That makes sense. I'm very bad at context clues.
Clearly. Anyways, Phoenix,
Anyway,
what do you wish to
continue.
do?
Well, mommy, sorry.
I'm just gonna tell you with words because
Yes, please, because I feel like you don't
but
have soundboard to describe.
I don't have enough sound words to do this.
That's
no.
what I figured.
But I was just gonna join Atlas.
Alright,
Okay, next
so
join
Atlas, you see Phoenix kind of just walk over to you and sit on the other side of the campfire, just kind of watching you.
I'll do the same.
And you also see Husk, this armored being with a head of fire and a single eye, walk over and sit down. So, what all of you talk about while you're by this fire? Or do you just sit
Could
there
I
and
get some fill-ins
unnerving
on what
science?
happened for the past couple years?
I look at Atlas and say, "You like marshmallows?" It's on a pack.
I love marshmallows.
I like a big old box of marshmallows.
So as you guys are sitting, enjoying marshmallows, you see some other random people just kind of come by and sit by the fire. Just some randoms that, are just kind of from around the inside of the base. As, if a fire started, it's a sign of come sit and, enjoy the warmth. So, Atlas, I take it you want information about what happened to the world and why it's gone to shit since you've last been awake.
I was expecting someone else to tell me.
Well, so you bring up this question, and one of the few randoms that sat down begin to fill you in. So, after this huge battle or whatever happened, I don't know between who or what, I just know Oblivion was part of it. Apparently, I guess they might have lost, and so Oblivion kind of took free reign over the few years and converted everything. Shadows got stronger, fire has been outlawed, light has been outlawed, can't even see daylight anymore. Growing plants is impossible, you can't fish because the water is intoxicated. Whatever food and stuff we've got is from scavenging old rations and somewhat managing to grow from down here. But anyone who's been caught out past a curfew time has been either killed or converted into shadows, which is worse of a fate. And those of us that live are either trying to outlast this whole cult rise thing or not die. But that's basically your fill on it.
Spoken out loud, but I feel a little bad. Like, there's a little regret in my heart.
I assume your regret is due to not winning.
Yes, because these people are in pain and partially my fault.
That's not the time, kid.
It's like, this all happened and it's all my fault.
I'd like to look at Phoenix and just say it's not the time.
I didn't actually do that.
That was out of
Okay.
character, that was just humor points.
Yeah, it was funny though, it was funny.
That was perfect.
Okay,
that was
Dom,
good, that was
just
good.
because of that, she needs to get... Just because of that, she needs to get advantage on her next roll, just because how funny that is.
If Phoenix is gonna try to charisma check something, then sure, you can... Phoenix gets advantage on charisma.
The character with the best charisma. Soundboard.
We gotta wait for Noah to get back. Before
What?
we do anything. Oh, you back. Good.
Hey,
Okay, so as all of you are sitting around this fire, suddenly you hear a bell ringing from somewhere, and you hear someone come down and tell everyone to extinguish the fires. So, all of a sudden, everyone starts extinguishing the fires with water, and Atlas, somebody starts trying to extinguish your fire. Which...
it just goes out without water.
Wait a minute, someone trying to extinguish
So
my
after
head?
they splash some water on it, you just dismiss your fire, and suddenly you see some people walk down, and they have large purplish gowns, at least from what you can see in the dark.
What's happening? What's happened to me?
Well, you're just kind of covered up
I
with a
just
blanket.
leave.
Somebody just threw a fireproof blanket over your head. So you see these people walk down, and you see them looking around a bit, before they simply nod their head and look at each other and then leave. And you see someone follow them back up before walking back down, looking at all of you, and just being like, okay, fire's back up, fire's back up. And everyone relights their fires.
Alright, fire goes back up. What the fuck was that?
Did any of them take any of them?
One of the other
marshmallows from the
randos
box
begin to
that
fill
they
you in
did?
again. Those are Firewatch. They find any hideouts or anything, and then, ensure there isn't any fires going, because those are illegal, and if anyone has a fire, everyone within it gets killed. Or worse. So,
That's not good.
yeah.
So that's why I have this fireproof blanket.
Amazon.
So, as you guys are all sitting there, you hear some hammering, and you guys notice a new contract has been put on this large board. You guys wish to go investigate this contract or do something other?
Investigate.
I'd like to investigate the contract.
So all of you head over to the contract, and you see it's a basic scavenging contract to go find somewhere. There's a map provided.
Yeah!
You just need to... So, you guys could accept this contract and go find some resources, or you could just ignore the contract and stay.
I'd like to look at the contract.
Alright, so
Look at it.
you guys take a deeper look at the contract. You see it just asks for basic foodstuffs, as, you know, it's always nice to have a surplus. There's a payout for 100 gold for each person that partakes. And you see that the area isn't too far from where you guys are at. Do you accept the contract, or do you decline it?
I'd like to look at the rest of the party and say, well, if we get this any closer to killing them Oblivion, the thing I was praying for, then yeah. Clear for...
What's
Sure, why not?
Alright, so all of you take
That's
the contract
another-
into your own hands, and you guys begin to leave. You guys show the contract to the gate, to the person at the entrance, and they allow you through. So, you guys are making your way towards this location, and suddenly you hear some bushes rustling. And you see 3 figures pop out. 3 large, dark figures. Atlas, you remember these to be basic shadows and a brute shadow. However, they look immensely different from when you had to fight them. The brute shadow is donned in large, thick armor. And the basics are clothed in cloth with large blades by their sides. And large taloned gloves. For the other 3 of you, this is natural. Everyone roll for initiative.
Oh man!
Oh, gun time.
Yeah!
Really? I am rolling shittily. 5.
9. Oh yeah,
No, what'd you roll?
Mr. Sir.
Alexis, what did you roll?
He rolled a 3.
Okay. Phoenix, what did you get?
Mr. DM, Mr. Sir.
Watch.
I seem to have forgotten to put an HP. How much health do I
How
have?
did you forget to put it out? Hold on. I'm going
Okay,
to cast
look,
Banish
you
on
should
myself
solve-
real
should
quick.
solve-
One moment.
Oh shit. No. Don't kill me! Don't kill me! Don't kill me! Here you go. Here's...
I forgot to put health points. How did you?
I never knew what health points. I never knew. Please don't murder me. Please don't murder me in real life.
This is what
Everyone,
it's
yeah, they did what everyone hearing you. Everyone hearing you. Out. Everyone, you look like a dumbass that I already am.
Alright, I finished casting Banish. I am back. Phoenix, what did you get as a roll?
Chapter
Phoenix, what did you roll? 3? Okay, Alexis and Phoenix, you guys need to reroll. Because
I got a 20.
Oh, you got a 20? I had to go help with fucking health points because some incompetent didn't make that apparent before session, so... Okay, so play order is Alexios, Husk, Atlas, then Phoenix. Alexis, what do you do?
Wait, how am I second?
Gun. Shoot. Gun.
Alright, so which enemy are you shooting? You shooting one of the basics or the
Big
brute?
guy.
Alright, so roll to attack.
I shoot big guy. Shoot big guy. Headshot. I have to find a robotic voice changer. I got 20.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Do you want to roll performance?
Already starting off great. Sure, why not?
Alright, roll performance.
I think this die is this die weighted or something?
What kind of die is it?
It's the frog die that I have.
Frog
Frog!
die?
His dice are
You have a
loaded.
frog die?
Yes.
That's the problem, they're frogs. Frogs are lucky.
Okay, so yeah, I just got 3 20s in a row.
We all love frogs
Okay.
in this household.
I rolled
So-
20 for initiative, 20 for attack, 20 for performance.
Alexis, you aim down your rifle and you aim for the head of this brute. And you fire and you see this large hole get melted into its head as the bullet goes straight clean through. It does not die, but you know you've done an immense amount of damage. Husk, your turn. What do you wish to do?
Or super.
I'd like to summon a giant scythe
Okay.
and shit, let me read over my charms. Okay, let me read over my charms.
Burning a charm will cost your action.
Oh, charm cost actions. Damn.
Yes.
I'd like to possess the brute. I'd like to possess the brute using
Yep.
one of my charms.
Alright, I forgot you do have the possession charm. Okay, so
I'd like to burn.
Husk, you raise up a small wooden charm and you burn it into nothing but ash. And then all of a sudden your armor falls flat to the ground as the fire within it is gone. Suddenly you see the brute make some strange, more living movements aside from its natural brutish and strong arm movements. The basic shadows do not seem to recognize. Atlas, your turn.
Do I still have my spells from last time?
Yes.
Like the stuff underneath the skills? Okay.
Yes.
Can I ballistic burn the 2 normal shadows?
Yes. So, go ahead and
I
roll.
would like to do that.
Go ahead and roll.
Do I roll twice or once?
Once.
That's an 11.
That works. So you raise up one of your hands, and suddenly a large stream of fireballs burst out of your hand and start attacking both of the basics. Phoenix, your turn.
I'm just going to in my hard like daggers to commit stab.
Alright, roll. Well, who are you stabbing? Are you stabbing one of the basics, or are you going to stab the brute?
No, I'm going to stab one of the basic.
Alright. So, roll for that. Of course you managed. So, Phoenix, you...
That was 11, not a 2.
I
That
was
was 11, not a 2. I would have done this for 2. This is 11.
Well, I don't know with you, so... So you draw out your daggers and you sprint up to one of the basics and you shiv it a few times in the stomach before retreating back to your line. It is now the enemy's turn. And albeit the brute would go, it does not. For reasons other important. Well, Atlas, as much as I would love to say dodge, you don't have to, because the basic that sprints up to you trips over the ground and lands on the floor next to you. Before scampering back to its line.
Now, sir.
Phoenix, you see the other basic sprint up to you at full speed. You can sense its rage. And as it gets maybe a foot away from you, it trips over a rock and flies head over heels above you. And you just hear this loud bash onto the ground and swords clanking as you just slowly turn back and you see this basic shadow, head pinned in the ground, legs straight up into the air, just kind of sprawled in some random direction. And as you walk over and you just shake the foot of this basic, you realize it just goes limp. It is dead.
That's very fun.
Alexius, your turn. What do you wish to do?
First.
Alexios, your turn.
Okay. We must figure. Okay. So, gun, but two. I shall shoot Brute Shadow in heart.
Wait. That's Brute Shadow, that's me.
Go ahead, roll.
What do you mean?
Roll.
$19.
No, why?
Husk, counter.
What?
Roll to dodge.
Wait, what?
Husk
I
roll.
wasn't paying
Husk
attention. I was
possess the
dealing with
brute.
something.
Husk possess the
No,
brute.
no,
Oh great! Oh great! Oh no!
I mean, killing the brute won't kill Husk.
Can I use one of my charms?
Gun.
For why though?
Screw you!
You do not die if
Gun.
the brute takes damage. You take immensely less damage, and you will just be letting the brute die.
Oh, okay. Okay, good.
So just roll to dodge, so then you can at least
Demon, I
attempt
use
to.
Gun.
I cast gun, prepare to meet God.
Yes.
So Husk, will you dodge, or are you just gonna take the brunt of the shot?
I'm just gonna butt for the shot.
Okay.
There's no way. There's no point in wasting a charm.
Well, you can dodge regardless. You don't need to use a charm for that.
I rolled a 5.
Okay, you wouldn't dodge anyway. You failed it. Okay. So, Nikolai, you aim down your gun and you fire straight through the chest of the brute. And you see it keel over a little bit and grab its chest. Husk, you take 1 damage.
Yippee!
Husk, it is now your turn. What do you wish to do?
I'd like to grab the basic shadow and split in half.
Roll.
Yep, sirree Bob. So let's begin. 5 again. Damn. Boy, can I use my charm? Can I use a charm so I don't fail this?
If you have a charm that will negate the fail.
Yep, one that makes every one of us not miss for an entire turn. A group charm. Oh, not charm, an offering. I'd like to use it.
Well, you kind of
wait,
already
can I
done
use-
your action, so you can't.
Yeah, I can't.
You'd have to
I
wait.
failed. Damn.
Also, your charms and offerings are on your armor, not on the
Yeah,
brute.
not on the first.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so you can't use a charm anyways. You need to be out of your possession state. So you kind of just pick up the shadow and start tugging at its shoulders with no avail.
Yes, I start squeezing it.
Atlas, your turn. What do you wish to do?
Can I summon my spirit umbrella?
Yes. You now have your spirit umbrella.
I want to throw it at the normal shadow.
Okay, roll.
Just javelin throw.
Yep. That's a 16.
That works. So you You summon your spiritual frog umbrella, and as you raise it in the air, you javelin throw it, and you see it spiral through the air, and it just sticks right into the shadow. But instead of going clean through,
Yes!
a little hook at the end of the umbrella grabs it and drags it onto the floor. So it is now kind of sitting there angled on the floor. And as it starts to slide down, it pushes the umbrella open slightly so that it's just kind of propped up. Phoenix, what do you wish to do?
Okay, so most of my abilities are kind of trial and error since I don't fully understand them. So, quick question: how many of the souls can I have at once?
Of the
Like,
souls you
like-
can summon?
Yeah, but can I have more than one of a blessed one, for example? Or,
No, you can only summon one
Or
per.
is it one
You
of
can
each?
summon one per encounter.
Okay, I want to. I want to summon a hellish.
Okay, so you spend your time focusing on using your abilities, and suddenly this demonic soul rises out of a hell portal in front of you. So now on your turn, this soul will attack. Anyways, it is now the opponent's turn.
Atlas gets.
The basic will attempt
Atlas
to escape.
thinks it's a gel for a second and then just goes, oh.
Everyone hears Atlas's disappointment.
Jelly, y'all.
So you see the basic shadow slowly pull itself up from the umbrella and then lift itself off of it. It is now free of the umbrella. Alexios,
No.
your turn. What do you wish to do?
Okay. So, there is only one thing that I have done so far, and there is only one thing I plan to do.
Shoot and shoot who?
You.
Okay, I would like to shoot the normal shadow.
Alright, roll.
15.
Okay. So, you raise your gun again and you shoot the basic shadow right through the chest. It falls to its knees. It is not dead, but it is getting extremely close. Husk, your turn. What do you wish to do? You are still in the body of the brute. You can always choose to unpossess it at any point.
Okay. Since I don't think killing the brute. What happens if I kill the brute inside the brute? Does it also kill me, or does it just send me back to my body?
You will be sent back to your body, but you will be harmed. You will not be leaving this flawlessly.
Tear my own head off. I'm going to tear off the brute's head with my hand, with brute's hands.
Roll with disadvantage. That's not exactly an easy task.
Yeah. Well, actually, instead of doing that, I want to tear up my armor. I want to tear up my armor. Just like remove all of it, so I'm not as protected.
Okay.
And say, shoot me!
Again, roll with disadvantage,
You're not
as you
out
have
of
no
the
idea
brute.
how the Shadow's armor is configured, so you have no idea how to take it off.
If you're not out of the brute by next turn, I'm gonna shoot it again.
Just killing myself. Okay, yeah, 15. 15
Okay, so
to kill myself. Kill the brute.
what are you gonna do? Punch your helmet until you die?
No! Rip my head.
Yes.
Okay,
Rip
so
the brute's head off.
you squeeze your hands on the side of the helmet and you start to pull up. And you feel the pain as the brute's neck is slowly ripping. And suddenly the brute's head pops off and it drops to the ground. And you are returned back to your original armor. The brute is dead. Atlas, your turn. What do you wish to do?
Can I re-summon back my umbrella and throw it through the shadow again?
Yeah. Roll to throw.
That's a 6.
So, you recall your umbrella and then you raise it up in the air again. You chuck it. But this time it lands onto the ground next to the shadow. Phoenix, your turn. What do you wish to do?
Oh, that was less impressive.
Okay. I'm just going to get this out of the way so I can learn this ability while it's the first encounter and it's fairly simple encounter. I like to use the soul swap thing and see how it works.
Okay, so I'm not going to take your action away from this because of, how this is going to work. So you try... Who are you planning on soul swapping? You cannot soul swap yourself as you don't have a soul. As you are a robot. You do not have a soul. You can soul swap anyone in your party, though. If they are not synths.
Right.
You can soul swap your party, and you can also attempt to soul swap the, Shadow.
See, I don't know how this ability works, so I don't know what would be most helpful, but I'm just going to choose a shadow.
Okay, well, you need a target destination. You need somewhere to put that soul. Either you can swap its place with one of your allies, or you can put it into one of the already dead corpses.
Yeah, do that. I'll put it in the corpse.
Okay, so that's pretty much the basis of how the soul swap ability works. You can choose a soul, and then you need a target destination, either a corpse or another person. But there's a reason why I'm saying I'm not taking your action away from this, because you cannot soul swap shadows, because they are hive mind of souls. Which is why I'm not taking away your action. You can't precisely pick a soul to soul swap. So shadows are immune to your whole soul swap thing. Your soul abilities have no effect on them. So I'll allow you to have an actual action. Precisely.
Wait, what'd you say?
Precisely. Now enjoy your free action. You get to do something else because I'm not going to let you waste your soul swap or soul flail on that.
Okay, I'm going... How many are alive right now? It's just one basic shot.
Yeah, just the basic. And you also have your hellish soul.
One.
Yeah, I'm going to send the
Honestly,
hellish soul onto the basic
So
and attack it.
you send your hellish soul over, and large balls of fire appear in its hand as it sprints up. And as it sprints up, it gets ready to attack. Roll.
Get it to
So, as you see your soul sprint up, it slams the two fireballs right into the chest of the shadow, and you see a large hole in its chest, before it suddenly backs up and then dashes straight through it, splitting it in half. It lies dead on the floor. And after this, the soul dismisses and it goes back to hell. So as you guys recover and get your breath back from the fight, suddenly you hear more rustling. As you look around, you notice more and more shadows are starting to surround you.
I think I need to run.
But before you need to run, you hear a loud screech. Something that isn't similar... Well, something Atlas specifically also notices. This screech is very unique from most of the other shadows. Although it still is abyssal, which all of you notice. But all of you notice there's something different about it. And then suddenly you see a black orb flash through all of the surrounding shadows. And as they all drop dead, you see the black orb land in front of you guys. You guys see someone... Well, Atlas, you slightly recognize what you see in front of you. As you see this orb of shadow become a actual physical being.
Your voice is trying to kill itself in my screen.
It's a robo-demon!
Atlas, as this being begins to take form, it looks you dead in the eyes before sprinting up and hugging you. You see a large bone blade and a large bone shield on his back. So you give the figure a hug back?
Yeah.
You hug it back, and then suddenly you notice something weird. It begins to talk to you, and it's abyssal, but you can understand it. You understand the words of simply,
Do I
missed you.
understand?
I guess it makes sense that he's lagging, because we're not supposed to understand it.
Ow.
You're like really laggy. I haven't heard anything you said.
What? Yes, I'm aware.
It
better
makes
now?
sense that we can't
That's
hear
what
it.
we're doing.
It makes sense that we can't hear it, because we're not supposed to understand.
That wasn't
Yeah,
planned.
but-
Is it better now?
Okay, I think it's better now.
It's not at all.
A little bit.
No.
Abyssal, sing High from the Void and all that.
Christ.
Like, just keep going. Blah, 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 blah. Do that.
Do I understand Abyssal?
No, you do not understand Abyssal. You're not an Abyssal creature.
Dang, I should have made this character fear demons. That would have been much better.
Boy, it's the...
Okay. So, Atlas, this figure starts to talk to you while it's hugging you. And, albeit it is speaking Abyssal, you understand some of its words. You understand the words, I miss you. Well, more of I missed you, and not I miss you. And as you take a closer look at the figure holding you,
His
you
name,
realize
what's his name?
it's Satsu. He managed to survive the whole endeavor. But you notice Satsu looks extremely different. You notice Satsu looks extremely different, and his weaponry has changed from his small kunai and bladed shield to a large shield with a person's upper half as its main coverage, and a large bone blade with a jaw at the bottom of it.
Okay, this thing is...
And you see another
Utterly
figure in
horrifying.
black drop down next to you. And it just kind of looks at both of you and just looks at Satsu and then simply asks, "So this is your friend, I take." Well then, pleasure to meet you. I am Vague. And I see that you, specifically, have made acquaintance with Satsu, from what I've noticed. What be your name, stranger?
I'm gonna say out loud. What?
The other person asks, "What's your name?"
I will say, hi, I'm Atlas. I was one of the people who helped save Satsu.
Atlas, Atlas, Atlas. Oh, yes. Satsu told me many stories of you and some of your allies, I take. Where are they now? Or are they dead?
I'm sorry to say, but they have passed away.
That is what I figured. I am sorry for your loss. I wish we could have done more. Satsu found me and took me to your aftermath of the battle. I don't know if you noticed, but I dressed some of your wounds that you may have had. And as you take a closer look at yourself, you do realize there are bandages where certain wounds were. I'm sorry I couldn't save your friends.
Shit, thanks.
Of course.
God.
Any friend of Satsu is a friend of mine. Anyways, we must leave. Come, Satsu. We have more stuff to do. Satsu looks Atlas dead in the eyes before nodding, giving one more hug, and then running off with Vague. And you guys continue off to your location of contract.
Good to know he's not dead.
Wait, was that a sentient shadow?
Yeah.
Know that shells are sentient.
Atlas, would you like to describe to the others what Satsu is? As they have no idea who Satsu is.
Are we...
Okay. So, Satsu was a shadow that seemed to have his own mind. And my party and everyone else, we went to a place and he was in a cage. So we saved him. 'Cause that's just mean. So yeah.
So,
That's all I'm saying.
after a bit more traveling, you guys end up reaching the location marked on the contract. And you find it's this large building, and as you walk in, you see several things of food scattered around. So, you guys do your due diligence of your contract, go around, pick up all the food scraps, and fill them into bags.
I start opening portals to send them into the void, so I can pull them out at the place that we were just at.
Okay, so Husk, you open a large, kind of essentially what you would consider your own bag of holding. It's just this large pocket dimension in the void that you can throw stuff in to store. So you throw all the foodstuffs in there, and then you close it, and then you all begin to leave and return back to where you came from. Atlas, as all of you are walking, you notice several locations and little things that just bring back memories of your past. But in short time, all of you return and make it back to your little encampment. You head downstairs, and Husk pulls out all the bags from his pocket dimension and hands it all over. And all of you are rewarded 100 gold. So, all of you now have 100 gold to spend and do whatever with.
I guess this will keep the encampment alive for a week longer.
Yes, good job, all of you. Now, go ahead, rest. Curfew's not too long away.
Would I be able to light a fire and then use... I forget what it's called. Can I use fever and just be a heat source?
So, if you were to use fever, you'd have to be extremely careful if people get close to you, because remember, fever makes your body hot enough to deliver third-degree burns.
Well, never mind.
Should I worry about that? Like, will it hurt me?
It could damage your armor. Your fire is not exactly scorching hot, it's just a void flame that bears your soul.
Okay, that means I need to make more fire-resistant stuff for my armor.
Well, you guys are unaware of this is one of Atlas's traits.
Okay, since I can't sleep, can I go up on top of a tree with the fireproof blanket
You cannot.
and
Well,
a void sniper and keep lookout until morning? Or not really morning, until everyone wakes up.
You would not need to, as the place you're already at already has lookouts for that.
Oh. Alright, then I
Just imagine myself incredibly annoyed the second I hear.
I'll just start looking through the void to see what I got in there.
Okay. Phoenix, Atlas, Alexios, what do you guys do?
I just go back to tinkering on my equipment.
Hey. Phoenix, what about you?
Did you say Phoenix?
Yes, I said Phoenix.
Is this leading to the end of the session, or is there going to be more shenanigans?
It's getting pretty close. So what would you like to do to end your...
Okay, I'll just do whatever a synth says to sleep, which I assume is just power down.
Yes. Atlas, I take it you wish to start a campfire and probably rest or think about everything that's happened.
My knees to my chest, just like rocking back and forth.
Poor Atlas, just
Like
traumatized.
a crazy person. God damn it!
So Atlas, you sit alone and process all the changes that has happened to the world. And that is where we will end the session. So that is the first session of Chapter 1.5, No Hope, out of the way.
Oh great! Oh great! No hope.
Oh yes, that is indeed what this is called, No Hope.
I hope this campaign ends in all of us dying.
Damn!
Yeah, this is where it's up.
I mean, everything's up in the air as this is a different timeline.
Anything can happen.
If I
So, this is where we will end the video. Oh lord.
no.